Marcus Aurelius was one of the most respected Roman emperors in history, renowned for both his leadership and his philosophical insight. He ruled from 161 to 180 CE, and his reign marked the end of the Pax Romana, a long period of relative peace and stability in the Roman Empire. Here are the key facts about Marcus Aurelius, a significant figure in Roman history. Basic information. Full name: Marcus Aurelius Antoninus Augustus, born April 26, 1021, said died March 17, 180, Cyrene 161, 180, said dynasty, Nerva Antonine. Predecessor, Antoninus Pius. Successor, Commodus, his son. Roman emperor became emperor in 161 CE, but initially ruled jointly with Lucius Verus, 161-169 CE, later named his son Commodus as co-emperor in 177 CE. Stoic philosopher, author of Meditations, a key work in Stoic philosophy, written in Greek during military campaigns, believed in rationality, self-control, duty, and accepting fate. Seen as the ideal philosopher-king, as described by Plato. Military leadership, led the Marcomannic Wars against invading Germanic tribes, spent much of his reign on military campaigns defending Rome's northern borders, often wrote Meditations during wartime. Antonine Plague, a deadly plague, likely smallpox, struck the Roman Empire during his reign. It significantly reduced the population and weakened the military, administration, and governance. Known for fairness, modesty, and hard work, maintained Rome's stability during crises, continued policies of previous emperors to protect the empire's economy and legal systems, legacy last of the 5 good emperors, rulers known for competent and just governance. His death marked the end of the Pax Romana, Roman peace. Criticized for appointing Commodus, whose misrule is linked to the empire's decline. Cultural Impact Meditations remains one of the most influential works of personal ethics and philosophy, admired by modern thinkers, leaders, and military strategists for his wisdom and discipline. Marcus Aurelius as a Stoic philosopher. Marcus Aurelius is one of the most famous Stoic philosophers in history, not just a Roman emperor, but a thinker who lived and ruled by the principles of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches resilience, virtue, and rational living. Meditations. His Stoic masterpiece, written in Greek, likely during military campaigns, especially in the Danube region. Not intended for publication, these were private reflections, reminders to himself about how to live well and govern justly. One of the most important works of ethical philosophy in Western tradition. Core Stoic beliefs. Reflected in his writing, control what you can, accept what you can't. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Live according to nature and reason. Stoics believe the universe has a rational order, logos, and a wise person aligns their life with it. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Practice. Virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Marcus saw moral character as the highest good, more important than wealth, pleasure, or status. Face death and suffering with dignity. Do not act as if you are going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Duty over desire. As emperor, he emphasized his role as a servant of the Roman people. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. A key Stoic principle: obstacles are opportunities. Why he stands out Marcus didn't just study philosophy. He practiced it daily amid plagues, wars, and political stress. Unlike many rulers, he sought self-discipline over luxury and moral integrity over ambition. His thoughts have influenced leaders, writers, and entrepreneurs for centuries. Would you like a list of the top quotes from Meditations, a summary of Stoicism, or a comparison to other Stoics like Epictetus or Seneca? Marcus Aurelius as co-emperor. Marcus Aurelius is notable for being one of the first Roman emperors to rule as a co-emperor, a significant moment in Roman political history. This shared rule occurred twice during his reign, with Lucius Verus, 161–169 CE. Who was Lucius Verus? Lucius Verus was the adopted son of Emperor Antoninus Pius, just like Marcus. The Roman Senate appointed both men as co-emperors after Antoninus Pius's death in 161 CE, nature of the joint rule. Officially, they shared equal powers, a rare and unusual arrangement in Rome. In practice, Marcus was senior, being older, more experienced, and more respected. Lucius took charge of military campaigns in the East, especially the Parthian War, while Marcus stayed in Rome to manage civil affairs. Significance: this dual rule was largely peaceful and cooperative. It was likely encouraged by Antoninus Pius and supported by the Senate to maintain balance between different factions. Lucius Verus died of illness in 169 CE, leaving Marcus as sole emperor. With Commodus, 127–180 CE, who was Commodus? Marcus Aurelius's biological son. He was named co-emperor in 177 CE, likely to ensure a smooth succession. Why it mattered. This marked a shift in Roman tradition. Instead of adopting the most capable heir, as previous 5 good emperors had done, Marcus chose dynastic succession. Commodus was only 15 years old when he became co-emperor. Outcome: Commodus became sole emperor after Marcus's death in 180 CE. His reign was marked by misrule, cruelty, and instability, widely seen as the beginning of Rome's imperial decline. This decision has been one of the main criticisms of Marcus's otherwise exemplary rule. Legacy of the co-emperorship. Marcus Aurelius's co-reigns demonstrated both the advantages and risks of power sharing. With Lucius Verus, success and cooperation. With Commodus, tragic succession and decline. The concept of co-emperorship was later adopted more frequently during times of crisis in the Roman Empire. Let me know if you'd like a timeline of these co-rulerships, or a profile on Commodus and his impact. Marcus Aurelius and his military campaigns. Marcus Aurelius's reign, 161–180 CE, was dominated by constant warfare, particularly in defending the Roman Empire's borders. Despite being a philosopher at heart, he proved to be a determined and capable wartime leader. Major military conflicts. Parthian War, 161–166 CE. Enemy: Parthian Empire. In the East, modern-day Iran, Iraq. Commander: Lucius Verus, Marcus's co-emperor. Cause: Parthians invaded Armenia, a Roman client state. Outcome: Roman forces won major victories, captured the Parthian capital of Ctesiphon, and re-established Roman control in the East. Aftermath: soldiers returning from the East brought the Antonine Plague, which devastated the Empire Marcomannic Wars, 166–180 CE, region, along the Danube River, modern-day Germany, Austria, and Eastern Europe. Enemies, Germanic tribes such as the Marcomanni, Quadi, and Sarmatians caused its invasion of Roman territory by tribes fleeing pressure from other migrating peoples like the Huns. Tactics. Marcus led the armies personally, spending much of his later life on the front lines. Key campaigns. Battle of the Danube. Marcus repelled multiple waves of tribal invasions, fortress construction, strengthened Rome's frontier defenses, forts, roads, and supply lines. Settlement of defeated tribes. Allowed some defeated tribes to settle within Roman territory under strict conditions. Strategic and political significance. These wars tested the empire's military and economic limits. Marcus showed exceptional discipline, endurance, and humility, often sleeping in tents with his troops and living like a soldier. Despite wanting to focus on philosophy, he viewed war as a duty to protect Rome. Interrupted peace. Marcus planned to annex parts of Central Europe into the empire, but died before he could finish the campaign. His son Commodus abandoned the war efforts and signed peace treaties instead, considered a weak move by many historians. Legacy as a military leader, not known as a conqueror, but as a defender of the empire, maintained stability during years of near-constant invasion and plague. His writings and meditations during these campaigns show a unique blend of battlefield realism and philosophical depth. Would you like a map of the Marcomannic Wars, a breakdown of specific battles, or quotes from meditations written during these campaigns? Plague and crisis during the reign of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius ruled during one of the most challenging periods in Roman history, marked by pandemics, wars, and political instability. The most devastating crisis of his reign was the Antonine Plague, which had far-reaching consequences for the empire. Antonine Plague, CC 165-180 CE, origin, brought back to Rome by soldiers returning from the Parthian War in the east, likely caused by smallpox. Some suggest measles, though the exact disease is still debated. Impact. Massive death toll. Estimates range from 5 to 10 million deaths, affecting both civilians and soldiers. Depopulation. Whole regions lost large parts of their population. Army weakened. Recruitment and morale suffered, especially during the Marcomannic Wars. Economy disrupted, labor shortages, tax problems, and agricultural decline. Marcus's Stoic response: maintained public services, tried to sustain morale, and continued military campaigns despite the crisis, appointed capable administrators and governors to keep the empire functioning. His Stoic outlook helped him endure. He viewed suffering and death as inevitable and strove to do his duty regardless. All is ephemeral, fame, and the famous as well. Meditations, other crises of his reign. Continuous warfare. The Marcomannic Wars, 166 to 180 CE, placed a constant strain on resources and manpower. The plague made it harder to field large, well-trained armies. Rebellions and regional uprisings occurred, including Avidius Cassius's revolt in the east in 175 CE. Cassius, a Roman general, declared himself emperor but was quickly